on here.
Sorry, I didn't catch the. Sorry, say that again, please.
Sorry, started.
Sorry, it sounded like either yourself or Martin said something across the pool. We couldn't hear what was said, but we heard Paul's answer.
Yeah, no, sorry. I just said, because I was in the other room, I just said, was it not possible to close off the other side of Armada Way? To reopen the other side of Armada Way, to close off this side to take the trees down. But I believe it's already been discussed while I was in the other room.
Not sleeping. Okay. Ellie, from yourself at the moment?
Still quiet, no major inquiries. Other people in the city have now started being quoted. So Luke Pollard has issued a statement, but it's all the same as it was before.
The statement operating under the cover of darkness.
Yeah, environmental vandalism.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got less protesters on site, no current issues being reported. The comms have died down from Kev.
Last two messages.
I can't hear.
Apologies. The decisions to be made are operational. So from my side at the moment, we've got less protesters than what we've currently had. I would quite happily wait until the 12:30 just to understand what your approach is, Paul. Paul, it is an operational decision, but it's just whether you need any support. If we start leaving, it would be harder to get that support in place. I'm not saying you do or will need that. Giles, what's your view, sentiment?
I think it's not a handover, but a smooth transition to the reduced police presence.
Yeah,
I think it's sensible to have a kind of all of us having a bit of a management eye on that to ensure that everyone's happy.
Yeah,
with the approach, and I think. We'll have a chance a little bit just to make sure that we start up in the morning. Ellie, it's a sort of broader point, but clearly there's a lot of political capital being made out of this at the moment, and I suppose we're thinking our original plan was tomorrow there'd be a little bit of feedback from the administration.
As in the administration quoted?
Yeah.
No, the administration will not be quoted.
No, but I mean and this is what the scheme's going to look like.
As in terms of yes.
Yeah.
So that's the current draft of the comms is a lot more about future vision, unlike the comms that went out tonight is a lot more about future vision. Let's move on. It's done.
Exactly. So that's what
with the images, presumably.
With the images, Paul, it was in that original draft from Jane that she sent around. There was two.
Yeah.
I think the reason for that is that sword fights with local MPs at the moment, when they're surrounded by stumps, and the recent video is a complete waste of resource, and we won't come out on top. Whereas the pause and the move on to the future vision for Armada Way, and that was originally the plan. And that's
so when you say stumps, what do you mean?
Well, I don't. I mean to try. We're moving ahead with the future vision tomorrow. We're not responding to any of the accusations of environmental vandalism tonight.
Yes.
In a nutshell.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. But I was just going to make there won't be any stumps.
No, you're quite right. Well, we hope there won't be any stumps.
Well, there'll either be tarmacked new paving between 6 and 8 o'clock tomorrow, or the existing trees that we can't remove in that Barclays block will still be there because we haven't found a solution at 12:30. So if you want to convene a meeting at 1 in order to affect the handover, Giles, in terms of the policing operation, and we can tell you where we are with that, because we're going to have a look. We're all going to have a look at that at 12:30. Then we could do that.
Dave, are you in agreement with that?
Yeah, I am. Whilst I could have gone either way, I do think they're an effective handover. Understanding what the police resource will look like, understanding the numbers continue to dwindle around the protesters. There's a few variables. Ray, for yourself, I'm not seeing the need for yourself to call back in if you don't want to.
I don't see anything I can add as a benefit from here on in, Dave. The plan's in place, and that's what they're running to, and it's working fine.
Deb's also, you've been, as always, instrumental, but we've got Dave here. And
we promised to send him home at 1.
Yeah, we promised that it will be the last one. I know you gave us a bit of a warning on your way out the door, but I would just rather have, that peace of mind closing it down at 1 that we're in that good place. So, and Catherine, hopefully by the time we reconvene, you can be no hands. So that would be a really good place for us to have.
And Martin, I'm guessing while you were attempting unsuccessfully to sleep, you haven't been in contact with your mate who's out there mingling with the protesters. So no in amongst them update.
No, they've gone home now, Giles. I think they've appreciated that a lot of the protesters have scattered now, and they've given up for the night.
Do you reckon that's the case?
What, my friends are out there?
No, do you reckon that some of the heat's gone out of the protesters? They're not away scheming a final onslaught.
Well, they're still out. They're still out there. We can hear the police dogs or the security dogs going nuts. They are still out there and chanting and shouting. So I imagine it's probably the kind of vicious minority who are going to stay there to the end.
Okay.
Right, well, no, that's great, and obviously you got the liaison with the police about the best approach for those trees, and I think you're right, Paul. Particularly if the protesters have clocked that we don't have the powers to move them, and we're also not attempting to deal with the trees. I'm guessing that we go back over the process for closing that footpath at our leisure, and then deal with those trees like a very small group at some point in the future. We won't need the kind of equipment that's there at the moment.
We do it by hand chainsaws.
No, exactly that.
Yeah.
I mean, in an ideal world, we'll get them out tonight. But if it's not, given the progress we've made, then we can probably find a different way of doing that by seeking a TTRO for that section in due course.
Yeah,
but it would be better if we can remove them.
It will, of course, become a symbolic symbol of the last bit to defend, which is something I'm sure you'll bear in mind when you're thinking about today.
I think it just draws us back to point one of the strategic objectives of this operation from in here, and Paul, it's reassuring to know that we can pick that up at a later time with the correct orders in place, legally covered, and just deal with it differently. So,
well, I think even though of course the preference is going to be that we get them down now, we are going to have to revisit anyway with manual chainsaws to take the pigeon tree out and the magpie tree. So we are going to have to remobilise with chainsaws anyway.
Yeah, Barry and Tracy need to be fledging.
Yeah.
Before we can remove the shopping basket and therefore the tree.
Fantastic. Okay, look, everybody, thank you very much for your input. Ellie, are you happy to call in again, or are you...
I may have to. I will try and call in.
Okay.
I mean, there's no real comms stuff happening, is there? So I mean, do we need Ellie?
I'd be more than happy to say goodbye till 8, Ellie.
Okay, if that's okay, then that would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Is for anyone who's just dipping out, just remember, keep an eye on WhatsApp just in case we do need to activate for anything. We'll let you know via that. So, Paul, Catherine, Martin, we'll see you in an hour. Everybody else, have a good night rest. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.